Videos floating on social media of the unrest that has broken out on the east side of Johannesburg. Now, we understand that the violence and the looting has spread to Gauteng in Ekurhuleni. Now, our reporter Linda Mnisi is there monitoring the situation for us. Linda, what is happening this afternoon? I believe there have been some incidences reported at primary schools in Gauteng.
A very good afternoon to you, Thabo. If the MEC, Lesufi's answers are anything to go by, that is false information. He says that there is nothing of that sort. Right now, we are at Lungisani Primary School after a message went viral on social media saying that children here, the school was in fact on fire and parents should come and get their children here. We get here and there is nothing of that sort. Everything seems to be in order, and that's exactly what the MEC has been saying. But to give us more on these, and everything that we've been seeing on social media, which have seemingly caused a state of panic, particularly for parents, I've got with me the Gauteng Department of Education spokesperson, Mr. Steve Mabona. Steve, thank you so much for your time. We're seeing social media reports, and the MEC is saying that this is not true. Have you looked around the province in its entirety to see if there are, in fact, no cases of looting and violence in these schools?
Definitely, it's quite regrettable that we have viral messages, going around, causing an unnecessary panic, because we are saying learners should be safe in a school environment, and we will maintain that parents need not to panic. They need to leave the education to go unhindered. Because we are in the critical period now, we are busy with your pre-trial examination. Now, if we have this, that is destabilizing our processes. It's quite unfortunate. I mean, where's someone that stood on a camera wearing, law enforcement agency, uniform, speaking, with authority. And parents will definitely, panic to say, probably that's the case. There's nothing untoward, there's nothing that, suggests that there's a vehicle that was moving around threatening to kidnap our children or learners at different schools. It's quite false. And it's quite unfortunate that lies are peddled and then there's havoc that is brought into our environment. Because it's quite sad that one learner got injured in one school where parents then have to push the gates because they wanted to access the school and they get their children. Because our schools are safe. In all our schools, you can't just easily access the school. The gate will be closed, will be locked. There's no one who can just come there and say they are coming to kidnap our children during daylight. It will never happen. So parents must wait for the communique that will be coming from a school, saying probably they need to come and take their children. But we will put an emphasis that actually children are safer in the school than on the street. Because parents came here this morning, took their children to home, but children are not home. They are on the streets, they are roaming around on the streets. I mean, anything can happen to them. And what is it that they are exposed actually to anything that might happen in the community?
But clearly this has caused some level of panic, as you rightfully put it, that it has caused havoc. What are some of the measures that you've put in place to ensure that parents know that schools are safe and that nothing is happening, and that you prevent them from happening if there are people who are in fact planning on disrupting learning and teaching? You say that right now you are in your pre-trial, learners are writing their preliminary exam, particularly in grade 12. What are some of the measures that you've put in place?
If parents are not sure of what is happening, they can use our toll-free number. We have 0800 000 789. 0800 000 789. Call and check whether is that the case. I mean, we will be in a position to do that. Any disruption or anything that happens in our school, there's a principal at the school. And the principal has a discretion to assess the situation. If the principal see that, look, here, there's probably safety that is compromised, then parent will be communicated with through the communication that they use at the school. I mean, the principal will then interact with the district to say, can we be permitted to, take children home, or can we be permitted to close the school? They will be then, permitted accordingly. But there's no way that someone in the community can just want to peddle lies and cause, amok in our space, and now we must, throughout the province, now parents are panicking that there's a certain vehicle that they want to kidnap children. It's actually unfortunate.
You mentioned that a student, or rather a learner, has been injured. Are you able to tell us which school is this and what exactly happened there?
Look, there's one school in the area where
In this area?
in this area in Katlehong, parents came there demanding to say they want to take their children because of this false alarm. And because the patrollers, they can see that there's nothing that is happening, and there's no vehicle that came here. And in the school that they said there's fire, there's no even fire there. Then they were resisting to open the gate. They said, but go back home, children are safe, they're in the classrooms. But then parents had to push, the gates, and now there was panic, and learners had to come out of the classes while they're at the gate pushing, and then the gate fell on a child. The child was rushed to the hospital. We'll just have to check on the latest on how is the child doing, and we'll be in a position to can update. But as I'm saying, it's quite unfortunate that you come and peddle lies, and you cause this havoc that actually now the entire province, because people are receiving this, is going viral in the social media, and it's not saying where. It's just saying, come get your children because there's this thing that is happening. Quite unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in.
All right, there you have it, Thabo. Your children are much safer inside the schools than they are outside. That is the message that is coming from the Gauteng Department of Education, saying that all the information that's making the rounds is in fact false, confirming to Newsroom Africa that only one child has since been injured as a result of that false alarm that has caused a state of panic throughout the province. Earlier, we spoke to the MEC himself, Lesufi, who mentioned that they will be keeping a close eye on all the schools, but assuring parents that the schools are safe and nothing is happening.
Thank you very much. Our reporter there, Linda Mnisi, outside the school in Katlehong, standing with the spokesperson for the MEC for Education in Gauteng. Of course, they're denying any form of a car driving around, roaming the streets and kidnapping kids. All right.